Hi, it's Aaron and Simon with Assets and Arbitrage. I'm waiting for the old man to make it
Oh man.
back to his spot.
All right. We that's how you know we live. We live. We do stuff live, y'all. Yeah. We here. We here on Tuesday, right?
On a Tuesday, up in the club.
We're here on a Tuesday to talk about some interesting things. Boring to most, but interesting to our Bitcoin community. Boom.
Guess who
So
stepped in the room?
so
The
yeah.
cow.
So it'll be interesting to the community, right?
Coming from the shadow
It might
realm.
be boring, but these are always little tidbits and things that we look for.
But it should be important to more than just the community, though, for real, for real.
It should be, but if we
He
can
said you're
spread it.
looking better. Hi,
For me,
cousin
I'm looking better. Thank
Crypto.
you. I just got a haircut, and
Hi, cousin Dylan.
I
One
t-
day at a time for sure.
yeah, I just
Y'all
got a
don't be
haircut.
fooled. Y'all be seeing him and thinking he's got a good little journey to go.
I look good, man.
Nurse Aaron can tell you.
I look good, man. I look
I've been
good.
on shift for five
So
weeks now. No day off, no PTO.
I look like myself. I'm looking like myself again. So yeah.
Cousin Jake is on too.
Oh, what's up, cousin Jake?
How is my baby? I
What's
know
up,
she
cousin
getting
Jay?
big.
Oh boy, he got a baby. I remember having a baby. It's good old days.
He's still a baby with his little crazy self.
Man, that dude. So yeah, we wanted to get into some interesting things. I thought it was interesting.
It's
Um,
sad, really, more than interesting.
and then I got
Yes, BK Crypto. I'm an unpaid registered.
hey, she get all the money.
I am an unpaid. I should have some billable hours under my belt.
She
I'm
get
literally working 2 full-time jobs
she get all the money.
from my actual employer.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's really not interesting as more as I think it's sad, deceptive, manipulative, typical elite bullshit.
Yeah. So let's go. I mean, it's just
I can't remember what we named it, but
we named it Fractional Reserve. So now we're going to talk about what is really being insured in these banks, and especially when we want to talk about top four banks. And so let's go ahead. Let's go and explain the details, the devils in the details,
the
right?
devil is in these details. He said the Bitcoin baby be having him up.
Oh, so my bad. We got to check the price. We're going to check the price as we look at the.
But he was giving me a report on my Bitcoin baby. I have to keep up with her. How are the other girls doing with their new baby sister? He said she be having him up, so he be figuring life out and stuff. Cause he ain't getting no sleep.
I don't get no sleep.
Oh, cousin Bam is on here. He said you looking good.
Oh, thank you.
And then BK Crypto wrote unpaid RN. Yes, 24-hour shifts, Sunday through Sunday, no breaks, no time off, nothing. I'm going to file a formal complaint with management when this is all said and done.
Yeah, tell Jake Fever I'm gonna get up in the morning at what 7?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'll be ready at 7. I had to be dressed and ready by 7 to take my 23-year-old son to work.
Yeah. Because I don't want to leave
It never ends, sir. It never ends.
Right. So we got to get dad healthy and still run the household. I still have to log in for work and get it done. Still have to cook lunch and dinner. It's a lot, y'all.
It reminds me of taking him to school when he was 5.
Oh.
So many years later.
We're still taking him
taking him somewhere.
Goodness
gracious.
And I've been
Help
looking
me,
at
y'all.
The conspiracy theories down, how they're saying all these celebrities have clones, and I'm like, an Aaron clone ain't sounding bad right about now. It's not sounding bad at all. But y'all, let's get to the news. It's really important. Before I go ahead, oh, you said you want the Bitcoin price.
Well,
Before we go ahead and flash the Bitcoin price, one of the issues that all of us have collectively is that, again, finance is like 99.99999% of people's lifestyles, and they're wildly unaware of almost every aspect of it, including the budgeting part. I can't remember which cousin said it, but they were like, the average person has no idea how money is created, how currency, right? Let's use precision of language,
Hmm.
how currency is created in the United States. They don't understand the banking system. They don't understand credit and lending. They don't understand interest. They don't
Okay.
understand the money supply. They don't understand inflation, deflation, hyperinflation. And as we start experiencing black swan events, economic winters, stock market crashes, recessions, near depressions, actual depressions, it makes you wonder, what are
Whoa.
y'all doing all day if you have a mobile supercomputer in your pocket? I didn't know. Well, not one cell phone's available
No, I'm gonna
in
go
your
grab mine.
pocket, and you don't understand how any of these things work when they affect you all day long, every day. They affect your past, your present, your future. They affect your decision making. They affect your household, your legacy. It's mind-boggling to us.
It's not mind-boggling to me, but
It's
I understand.
mind-boggling to me.
I understand because I went to college, and I know you asking people, people sometimes who went to college 18 years old to pick out a major for, or something that they're going to do for the rest of their life. And a lot of people chose easy things, right? You know, psychology, the arts, right? And nobody wants to go to college straight out of high school and their major be finance and economics. So that's very rare to have
Bubba,
those
I get
people.
that though, right? I get that whole point, right? For a lot of people, they want a quick degree to say they have one so
Yeah.
that they can optimize whatever their economic potential is. But with YouTube University, you've got, what's the name of Mike Maloney's thing? Hidden Money series. We have all of these resources that help to simplify your understanding of our monetary
You have to have,
system.
but you have to have the want to know this stuff.
If finance is 99.999% of your lifestyle, it is your everyday thing, it's your everyday obligation, it's
So,
the
but
reason you get up and go to work.
yeah, you got to understand though. People think because they can pay their bills and on time
How many of them
that
can pay their bills
well,
on
no,
time?
I'm talking about the people who can pay their bills on time.
Hmm.
They think that they know what they're doing as far as finance goes. I pay my bills on time. I got an 800 credit score.
Okay. No, they don't,
Um,
but go ahead.
I got a few credit cards.
Hmm.
I got a house. I got a car.
Are you a modern woman?
No, this is anybody. This is anybody though.
You didn't get the joke.
But
You used to be able to get my little jokes. You got the joke.
but what I'm saying is, people
Y'all
who
got the
think that
joke.
they can pay their car note
Hmm.
and pay their rent
Okay,
are
cool.
good at finance and
Okay,
economics, and we're
devil's
like,
advocate. I'll take that. Cool. What about the rest of the people who are check to check, who are barely making it, who are telling you, I'm making more money now than I've ever made in my whole life and I'm still struggling. How come they don't understand monetary policy, the
because
financial?
it's too difficult. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, sorry, people.
So you name both groups, neither one of them have an interest to have an understanding in something that, one, perplexes the one group, two, affects the other group
It's
significantly.
too difficult.
But it's not.
It's too difficult for people to take their time and learn. It's too difficult.
Okay, but the information isn't difficult to process
No,
and
no. If you
understand.
sat down and
Okay.
just
That's what I'm saying.
got with
It's
it,
very simple.
if you well, I don't know if it's very simple, but it if you start to dig into it, you start to see certain things that you should be doing.
I'm not asking you to be Raul Pal. I'm
Hmm.
not asking you to be what's my dude that did the Bitcoin standard?
Yeah, I have to be
Safety
Doctor
and a Moose.
Safety in the
I'm not
Moose.
asking you to be Lynn Alden. I'm not asking you to be Kathy Wood. I'm asking you to have a fundamental, basic, literal 101 of this currency in the United States is created by debt. I need you to understand how the actual dollar is created. I need you to understand the magic checkbook.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to understand, banking, what fractional reserve is supposed to be. I need you to understand how lending works, how interest works, what inflation is, what deflation is, what hyperinflation is. I want you to understand why the prices keep going up, right? Like a 101 basic, I can summarize this and articulate it to you in 5 sentences or less.
That's what YouTube's for.
But that's what I'm saying. I can't seem to understand why we know that Kim Kardashian took the freaking
Why? You
things out
scroll,
of
you
her ass
scroll.
and her thighs, but we don't know
Why do
how
you
money
know?
is
I
made.
don't know. I never heard of this rapper that you keep telling me about.
What
And
rapper?
I'm like,
Who,
man,
Fulio?
yeah, any of them. I don't know about none
The
of
way
them.
they be dying is nuts. And to
No,
keep
no,
coming
but
on
I'm
my
talking about the
timeline.
people that you're saying who are popular. I don't know who these people are
Mm-hmm.
because I prefer
But
to do research.
the people know who the people are, right? And that's the point that I'm making. I don't care that you know who the people are and what they're doing and what
Why
they
don't you?
did.
Why isn't Raul Powell as famous as one of
As a
these
sexy
rappers?
got.
Yeah, why not?
I
Why
get that the
not?
subject is boring. But kind of like how can I put it?
It's boring. It's boring and
It's like I drive a car,
uh,
right? Maybe I don't have the strength to change my tire because I can't do the lug nuts and stuff. Like
yeah, I
I don't
got you.
have the strength to do that thing. But I know how to change a tire in theory. I just don't have the strength to do it. I know how to jump the car. I know what cable goes where. I have a car, so I have basic understandings of when something goes wrong, check this, check that, do this, do that. I know I have to keep up with the oil changes. I know I have to keep up with the filters. I know the tires need to be balanced and rotated. Understanding that if I have an obligation to pay bills, I should have that similar fundamental understanding on how the money works. I'm sorry, I keep saying money, y'all. How currency works because it affects every single aspect of my life, from my shelter to the food I consume to the entertainment
But
I
I
consume.
already explained what people think that they are running their finances well when they have 800 credit score, a house, a car, ability
But
to
then
get
the
in
minute
debt.
some shit happens in the world, and this is the problem, first thing they do is say, how is the government going to save us? We're in election time. They got Kamala Harris like she's just this
Well,
goddess from heaven
but what the thing is
that's going
though,
to save the
but the
world.
thing is though, um, you want to learn the basics about economics, and it's not, but it is very intricate if you want to dig into it and
Understand, I'm not
really,
asking
it's very
anybody to dig
intricate.
into it. I don't need you to have a postgraduate understanding of finance.
But
Again,
it'd be
I
nice.
am talking to you
It'd
about
be
the
nice.
basics. It's like, again, if you own or drive a car, there are certain basics, male or female, right, that you should understand.
But you're
Again,
talking about old school stuff. Then now it's triple A coming. You're not doing nothing. You don't change the tire. You
doesn't
don't
mean
jump
I
a
don't
car.
have the basic knowledge. Again, like I said, I know how to change a tire. I just don't have the strength to do it.
Right.
At least get the damn tire off. I don't have the strength to do that. But the point being is that as someone who drives a vehicle, who drives her children in a vehicle, if an event was to occur in the vehicle, I have a basic understanding on what's probably wrong. I
So
know
let's
if
get
I go and hit my ignition button and it clicks, that's probably the alternator.
well. Let's get to the article. I mean, you
So
brought this
why
up.
don't we
Let's go.
have that fundamental basic understanding of economics? The car, right? When you drive a car, that only affects, I'm sure, a very fractional percentage of your life. The finance, the money, the bills, your obligations is 90 plus percent of your life.
Yeah, and people waste money, and you see it on
Because
a
they don't
daily basis.
understand it though. Like the impetuous spending, the
$3,000 installations that I hear about, like
y'all, if y'all don't know what installation is, it's the
like
full lace wigs, $3,000 installations.
that's a waste of $3,000, isn't it?
350 US dollar nail sets every 2 weeks, plus your feet, maybe. But not only that, the people who were short, if they understood currency, they wouldn't go to a payday loan. If they understood how it worked, they wouldn't do it.
But some
You
people
would make better decisions.
some people have to do it at that point. At the point that they go, they have to do it.
But if you had a basic understanding of finances, you wouldn't get yourself into a lot of the scenarios that causes the need for the payday loan and that payday loan cycle.
Well, let's read some of these comments.
All right. Let's see what y'all say. Oh, Cousin T is here.
You're going in on it. I don't know why.
Oh, that's funny. So Cousin Jake says Bitcoin to the moon, right? And then he said he needs some maize in the show for himself. Cousin T. Willine said the moon keeps moving further and further away from us. And you know what? I feel like that too, Cousin T. With the stock market's down, this is down, that's down.
She feels like that because she just got on it. She wasn't there when it cost $200. So the moon is already here for people who've been in it that long.
See, why you try to shoot shots at me like that? You trying to call me a newbie?
No, but I'm just saying the moon is here. Like for cats who've been here since $10,000. Like the moon is here, so you guys have patience and let a year go by and you'll see the moon. And let 2 years go by and you'll see the moon.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Have patience.
I do think that we've had significant. I've seen significant. I remember when Bitcoin was $5,000. I do remember that.
See,
not $200, but understanding that I understand what Cousin T. Willine is saying. It's like when we get, and it's natural volatility, right? The ebbs and flow of any organic market.
Well,
I get it.
It's hyperbole with people like Max Kaiser and all these people are saying 250,000 and then they get us hyped up. Like,
yeah, I think that could be it too, right?
We gotta chop wood. We gotta get through 70. I'm here to chop wood.
When we hit 70, we were ready for 100, and then it was like,
yeah, and we gotta go through that. You got that. That's Bitcoin cycle. You just gotta go through it. Like, oh man.
But I can understand Cousin T. Willine's sentiment. Is my point.
Cousin T. Will have patience. I'm telling you, this time next year, you'll be seeing the moon.
He said that Bitcoin need a bigger rocket booster. Yeah, he might just need some octane boost. Our rocket should need a little bit of octane boost. Yeah. Cousin Will is on here. Hi, Cousin Will.
What's up, Cousin Will? And remember, it's the summertime. A lot of the big players, big financial players, are on what they call holiday until the first Monday after Labor Day, right? Here's the first Monday after Labor. First Tuesday after Labor Day, right? That's when everybody comes back from typical summer vacation. These are the big players in New York City, Goldman Sachs, Merrill Lynch, all these type of players. They're coming back from a holiday. You see how people in Europe, they're on holiday right now. Yeah, so summer, man. Summertime on the markets is real.
The dog days of summer.
And then right now, that day after Labor Day, boom, we back in it. And so look for that.
So Cousin T was saying that most people don't know money is a tool. They think it's a means of buying what they want until they get paid again. And that's what I'm saying, right? Money is a utility. But the idea would be, if you have something that has utility, you would want to take just a little bit of time to understand how you can optimize that utility that you need, like I said, for such a significant portion of your life.
Yeah, it's a thing where...
So that's the part that I don't understand. Like, you have a job, you get paid a salary, and something as basic as you don't know how to budget.
Yeah, it's something that you have to kind of take a liking to because you're going to have to teach yourself.
But I don't understand that. Like I said, when I started driving, my dad was like, there are some things you need to know if you're going to be driving a vehicle.
But it's not one-to-one to drive. And I understand what you're saying, making the analogy. But
like, if you're going to be on your own, paying your own bills, taking care of your own obligations, there are some things you need to know.
Yes, but this is deeper. What you're saying is, can they taking the information.
Simon, I am talking the bare basics of finance. If you went out on the
No,
street
Aaron.
and said, I'm going to give you $100 if you can just kind of explain to me how a US dollar is made. What type of financial system does the United States run on, right? And everybody should say, it's capital, it's capitalism, it's capitalism. You would be shocked at how many people wouldn't be able to answer those
How many
questions.
people would say it wasn't capitalism?
Some people would say Marxism,
How
socialism.
many people would say it's not? And then we get into that.
Then we get into that whole psychological
Like, how
thing.
many people
But
would
like I
say
said,
like it's
I
not
would
capitalism?
when we talk to people, and this is why we can't really, it's why the Bitcoin community has so much trouble articulating what Bitcoin is to the everyday people in our lives, right?
Yes.
And it's because they do not have a basic understanding of economics and finance. They don't even know how, like I said, their currency works. They don't understand their bills. They don't understand the interest they're paying on their credit cards. They don't understand credit. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't understand how to budget a household. They don't
But all
understand
this
how
can't.
to invest money. How many people have y'all talked to and you like,
But you,
so do
but
you
you,
invest money? And they don't, like, how do I, like, where would I
you
start?
named a lot of things, and you would need a separate class for each one of
Each
those
one of them.
things. Yeah, you
But
named it.
I am asking for you to have a basic understanding for a lot of those things. I'm asking you to be a jack of most of those things. I'm not asking you to master it. Just like a kind of jack of all trades, I have a very I have a very basic understanding of each thing in each category because those things affect me all day, every day. I, as a mother, as a nation builder, I am responsible for four other lives because they cannot go out. And even Sean has a job. It's not enough for him to live on his own. It's just giving
He
him
got,
skills and responsibility
he's got plenty of money though. That's the thing.
because he's not on the hook for having to everything's taken care of for him.
Yeah.
Right? The
Even
lights work, the water runs.
even his understanding of
His understanding is excellent.
yeah, but it needs to be polished and refined. Like we still need to teach you more things.
Yeah, but
Like so that you have a
his
deeper
knowledge
understanding.
is far surpasses the average person on the street.
Average 22
People who've
year
been
old.
running households. My child is 20 like your child is, but my 20-year-old has a far more understanding of
Yeah.
right. He knows how to invest, he knows how it's made, he knows what fractional reserve lending is. He understands how economics affects him so that he can make the right decisions. And it's not always the best decision, but it's the best decision he can make in certain situations, certain events, and stuff like that. And that's the foundation we as parents gave him, but our parents didn't give us that foundation.
No, I was just kind of like
I had to look into. You had to teach it to me.
Yeah, I had to learn it. Yeah, I mean, I learned it in school, in high school, but learned investing.
So Jake was like, "Who you telling?" But real talk, we would be at 30,000 if it was for ETFs. We couldn't take Germany and Mount Gox with no issue without the ETF. Yes, the ETF helped a lot.
Yeah, and to go back to what he said, did he say Mount Gox?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, Jake be on top of stuff.
If you grab my phone, Aaron,
Bubba, is it in my purse?
it's right there charging. I have a great article about that about Mount Gox.
Where are we? Oh, okay.
And I'll read it. It's strong enough.
Okay.
It's strong enough. I'm just gonna use it for an article.
But,
yeah, I'm glad that he brought that up because I did have that article and it was just sitting there.
I'll bring it up so they can see
and I didn't
it.
know if it was worth talking about or not. Sometimes I don't know.
And then Cousin Jay said they would rather work for 40 years instead of spending 40 hours learning how to protect the money that they earn. That's another thing. We talk about the different levels of money, and you're absolutely right. You got to work so blasted, blinking hard for this money. And then because you don't really know anything about it, you don't take the proper steps to optimize it, to protect it, to grow it, right? And those are the things that to me is mind-boggling. I talked to a young lady the other day. She was asking me, she's like, "Oh, how's your hubby doing? Is everything all right? Is everything better?" I said, "Yeah, yeah, 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 yeah." And she says to me, and Simon hates this, she says, "You are so lucky that you had the money in order to kind of pay that, out of pocket." She said, "I remember you did a show that said that the average American don't have $200 for an emergency.
Yeah,
And you had all of that capital there to give him the best care he needs without like stressing about it." And it's just like, but we have that capital because we think about
yeah,
these things.
yeah, yes,
We
indeed.
think about how do we protect our money. I work a lot and I'm tired. So
And
it is
so
imperative that we
she's a very hardworking woman. We keep that capital. We have two children who
two
have
children.
seizures,
Oh, okay, yeah.
two children with
I have seizures
asthma,
too.
and
That's three.
so we I thought it was going to be one of them. It had a serious situation. I didn't know it was going to be me. But we keep that. We keep it built up. It's one of the things if you live in another country. You
But
might
the
have to ante
idea
up.
is
Yeah.
because we know how finance works, because we have an understanding on how to protect the money, how to optimize the money, how to invest the money, how to do everything we can in the best interest of the capital for the family,
Let me
that capital was available for that huge gigantic emergency.
so let me
And
let me
that's the point that we want to get across. Let me grab it for them so they can see it,
well, I can
Bubba.
see it real quick. Let me go ahead and just touch on what he said because he said Mount
But
Gox.
that's why I said let me grab it for them. What is it called?
Well, I mean you can read it.
It's Crypto Potato. Hold on,
Yeah.
y'all. I'm gonna get it so that y'all can follow along with him. Potato. Can't
It's
spell. And it's Mount Gox.
Mount Gox.
Report.
I put Mount Gox in Bitcoin and it should be coming.
Oh, here we go. Big Go moves 2 billion. There we go.
Yeah.
I be needing the title.
But what Aaron is saying is true, but people are, they rather what she's not talking about is what people rather do. You rather what you call Netflix binge,
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff that people do. I am a guilty of sitting and watching football all day on football Sundays. I am guilty of that.
I don't see it on Crypto Potato
So I'll
though.
go ahead and read it. I'm
Wait, I'm
guilty.
just gonna go here. Read this one because it's the same type. It's just a different market.
Okay, I'm just gonna read this one right here. You can show this one, and it'll be so BitGo moves 2 billion off of Mount Gox Bitcoin. So what we got here is on-chain analysis platform Arcam Intelligence sounded the alarm on Tuesday as 2 billion worth of Bitcoin connected to Mount Gox moved from a blockchain address connected to crypto exchange BitGo. So according to Arcam, Arcam is like,
Arcam Intelligence is here. Go
oh,
ahead.
okay, you got it. Okay,
But it's not the same article, so they're not reading it with you.
okay, you can read it. I mean, it's just I was just reading the article that I found.
So, blockchain analytical firm Arcam Intelligence reported that crypto custodial service. I just want to make sure the cousins can see it. Yeah, they can see it. Custodial service provider BitGo moved 2 billion of Mt. Gox's Bitcoin to a new wallet, and they give you the wallet there. According to this, was on August 13th. That's today. I guess it was posted on Twitter today. You found that today, babe?
Yep, found that today.
Currently, the wallet holds. Stop with the pop ups. Currently, the wallet holds 33,023 Bitcoin valued at 1.96 billion following the recent market fluctuations that have pushed Bitcoin's value to below 60,000 as of press time. Earlier today, the BitGo wallet had executed a test transaction of 5.88 more than 2 weeks after receiving the 2.19 billion in Bitcoin from the defunct Mt. Gox. This is what Cousin Jake was kind of referencing in the comments, just in case you weren't on top of it. Cousin Jake is very, very, very on top of Bitcoin news up to the moment.
And here I think it's very important. Arcam data says that Mt. Gox still has 46,164 Bitcoin, so 2.79 billion remaining in its wallets,
Okay.
down from 141,000 Bitcoin that it started with. So,
Now it says here, though, market observers believe that the test transaction could kickstart the firm's repayment process for Mt.
yes.
Gox creditors.
Hmm.
Notably, other firms selected for the creditor distributions, including Kraken, Bitstamp, have received and distributed the funds to the creditors of the failed Japanese exchange. Meanwhile, several of Mt. Gox creditors using BitGo have reported receiving their digital assets, Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, into their accounts. They stated that withdrawal involves a video verification process. That's a problem for you guys who aren't familiar with
Never done
deep
that.
fakes. That is on the rise,
Mm.
where the CEO of your corporation will call you in a video call and tell you, I need you to move this amount for this merger or this acquisition or something like that. It is not the CEO of your firm that you thought you were talking to in a freaking Teams meeting. So the video verification process, to me, is troubling.
Hopefully, it has some security measures
It's
to it.
very troubling
Security
because of
measures.
the AI ability now and how good the hackers are. And just like publishing this would send hackers to go and test the waters.
Yeah, but
Um,
I think the security measures and the layers of it will be hopefully.
but like the hackers get the best of, that's why the government
Well, they've
tries to
already been
keep them.
hacked. They
That's
just
what
want
I'm
their
saying. The
goddamn money
hackers get,
back.
so as soon as I see video verification process, I'm already like clutching my pearls because
Yeah, maybe you'll get
Um,
your shit back
those
whenever
deep
you want.
fakes are on the rise. They're really, really, really good and really authentic looking. The voice, the mannerisms, the gestures. It's amazing.
We got to
Do
get to
you need
these.
anything else?
No, that's it. I
That's
want
it.
to.
And it says here they currently hold the 46,000. So
Yeah, so let's
I
get to.
told you it'd be the same articles and stuff. Let's get to the meat and potatoes, y'all, of our
Yeah,
show.
Daily Hodl
Okay, go ahead.
is where this article comes from, but I don't know. You got one that's different.
I got the one that I showed you initially,
Okay.
but I can get the Daily Hodl one.
I mean, they all say the same
Yeah,
thing.
they all say the same thing. Just like my article said exactly what you said. I don't know why plagiarism isn't a thing
Nah,
anymore,
just
but
read this one. This one's cool.
and it's a
So,
little bit more comprehensive than the other one.
family, we want to
But wait,
talk.
hold on. Let me just catch some of the Jake Fever. No disrespect, but we can't have a woman president when his
Hmm.
country is on earth with nuclear weapons that don't respect women as equals. I agree with that sentiment. Cousin Will said, I like to view budgeting through the lenses of Satoshi measuring. For example, a 55,000 annual budget is roughly one Bitcoin. Then just measure dollar cost averaging and other expenses by that. Cousin Will, that's postgraduate level thinking. I'm asking people to have kindergarten level understanding. Like, I would like a kindergartner to tell me this is how money is made, kindergarten, first grader. Cousin Jake said 5,000 in 2020, March and April. Yeah, Bitcoin.
Yeah, good old days,
I
right?
meant like the first round. Yeah.
Good old days.
Accumulating sats
Remember them days.
in 1 million milestones. Nerd Up Inc. Thank you so much for joining us, cousin. Cousin Jake said it really isn't capitalism, it's socialism. That's why I brought up socialism, Marxism.
That's why I looked at her like,
To the
wait,
top
wait,
and
wait,
bottom,
what?
middle finance for everyone. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck. They can't even think about thinking about money, real talk.
Yep.
But my point is, if you took a little time to look into it, your behavior would change. You would make different decisions. If you have a better understanding of its utility, it would give you a better on ramp to not so stressful paycheck to paycheck stress.
Yeah.
What about Bitcoin literacy classes? I'm not even trying to get them there. I'm trying to get them to understand that dead fiat that they use all day long, every day.
No, but Bitcoin literacy classes is a good idea.
It's a great idea, but like I said, you're asking this person to go from kindergarten to college without all of the fundamentals in between.
Right.
You ask them to play from, junior varsity basketball to head right to the NBA.
Well, no, we're not asking them to do that.
But you are.
We're asking them to do.
They think that Bitcoin is funny money, it's internet money, like
Yeah, you'd have to teach it.
Robux.
So then, right then, you teach them what money is, the
Exactly.
tenets of money.
Exactly. You have to teach them the basics of money before even having a conversation about Bitcoin.
That's part of the literacy class.
I get it.
Yeah.
But if they already have the idea that Bitcoin is funny money, they're not interested in nobody Bitcoin.
They may. I mean, if they come to the literacy class, then they're interested, and then you.
So now you got to go psychology. Push the finance to the side. Human psychology, this is one-on-one psychology, is man is inherently selfish. Bible teaches us that.
Okay.
People want to know what's in it for me. How does this affect me? What does this have to do with me? And if the idea is, and this is why the Bitcoin community is the Bitcoin community, because the average Joe sees it in a way that it has nothing to do with them. This is wildly irrelevant to me.
I think you're missing it a little bit, but I understand what you're trying to say.
Okay.
But I think you're missing it just a little bit. But
which is, what am I missing?
Because you're talking about the Bitcoin. You would be like the very pure Bitcoiners.
Okay.
But a majority of people just trade Bitcoin and they have no feeling towards it. They handle it.
No. I'm talking about Joe Bag of Donuts.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. You can't get Joe Bag of Donuts to come in and take a Bitcoin literacy class because he doesn't feel like Bitcoin is relevant to him or his lifestyle.
If you can get 20 people to come take the class,
they have to have an interest in it, to the fact of how can this affect or benefit me. They already have what would I call it? They're already predisposed to the idea that Bitcoin is funny money and they don't want to deal with it.
What I'm saying to you is somebody may want to come in and learn about it. I mean,
okay, so I think we're crossing our signals. Yeah. The point I was trying to make is, why is it that the average person, this is global, who has to pay their bills every day, all day, okay, until they die, doesn't understand how their money works, doesn't understand how their fiat works. Right. And that's why I said you can't offer them a Bitcoin literacy class the average person. So because they don't think Bitcoin is real money. They already don't know what real money is. They couldn't define it, and they don't know how their fiat works. Okay. You can't even get them to take a class to understand how the thing that they actually use all day, every day works. How are you getting them to a Bitcoin literacy class?
Well, because Bitcoin's on the news, it's very popular. You hear about it every day. People are like, what's this Bitcoin?
You use this money, you use this currency every day, and you don't know how it works.
Yeah, it's boring. Nobody cares about Forex trading.
Not Forex trading. I'm talking about the fundamentals of currency, Simon. Well, I'm talking about, that's part of Forex trading. This is how a dollar is made.
I mean, yeah, but still, if you hear about Bitcoin all the time, every day on TV, you might be interested in, like, let me learn more about this Bitcoin.
But they're not.
But they are, because more people are coming into the Bitcoin, more people are buying. You could tell by the market cap.
We're not looking at massive. The market cap is enlarging because of capital, not because of everyday Joe Bag of Donuts.
But everyday people are joining.
Right? But not mass adoption.
Not mass adoption.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But if you taught a literacy class, you can't. You're just teaching 10, 15 people, not mass adoption.
That's what I'm talking about, though. If Tasha K can have 3 million subscribers, why can't the average, like, let's use Raoul Pal or Lynn Alden, why can't they have 1 million subscribers?
They don't.
Because of the interest level.
Because they're not talking, they're not spilling people's tea.
Which doesn't affect your life in any which way, shape, or form. So that's why I said my frustration is this particular thing.
We'll talk to the consumers of this stuff. Who are the consumers of this fuckery that you should be over here learning about Bitcoin?
What do you mean?
Like if people
Who was the target audience?
who are Tasha K's 3 million subscribers? Who are they? Like if you had to go across her 3 million subscribers,
It's
what are
likely
they?
Black women, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
I mean, I could use other. I mean, Mel Robbins is productivity. She got
but
like
it's
5 million,
productivity. It's productivity.
but they still don't know how money works.
But at least they get up early in the morning and they do stuff. So I mean, I take that.
Cousin T Willine is really behind us to do the Bitcoin 2025. I want to get baby healthy first before we start traveling, but we do want to do conferences.
Why don't y'all, can y'all come here?
But after paying off debt, revolving debt, Dave Ramsey is showing progression of getting rich down. You need to invest while paying installment debt off. Jake
Yes,
Fever.
thank you. That's valuable information. You could
That's cousin Jake.
you could sit and watch Dave Ramsey, and people say Dave Ramsey is outdated, and maybe some of his style is, but I'm telling you what,
But there's utility in the things.
You can learn a lot, and like you said, it's utility. And I still use the Dave Ramsey pie chart. He has a pie chart. You know, it breaks it down. Boom, 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 boom. And I like his pie chart because my my finances and her finances have been simplified over the years. And so, you know,
we have separate finances. I feel like you got an account I don't know about.
I don't owe nobody any money.
He got an account I don't know about. You saw how he slipped up, y'all?
I don't owe anybody
he
any
said
money.
My finances and her finances. No.
She owe people money. I'm sorry. I don't owe nobody no money.
Who I owe money to?
I don't know.
I don't owe nobody money.
My name ain't on nothing. Ain't nobody looking for Gordon A.
And nobody's looking for Erin Simon. She don't owe student loans. She don't have credit cards. She don't owe nobody shit.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't
play that. I don't owe nobody nothing.
I don't owe no.
He got some secret accounts. Inspector Gadget gonna be on it. I'm gonna call my girl Amanda. We gonna find it.
Yeah, I don't owe anybody any money, and so it makes my pie chart very easy. I don't have credit cards. I made a decision when I was like in my 20s to get rid of all my credit cards because I could see that it was a bad. It was a slippery slope, and so I got rid of all my credit cards. I got rid of all the car notes and all these things, and so you know the bills are the things that need to be paid. But hey, buddy, we're trying to do this.
I think he hurt his little finger. I'm gonna look at it in a minute, baby.
Okay, we'll be all right. And so yeah, you can use Dave Ramsey. He is a wealth of knowledge, and he has a wealth of knowledge to give out in books and seminars and things like that. Yes, people should be learning. Joe Bagadone should be learning. You could pick up anywhere on YouTube, not just anybody. You got to vet.
Yeah, not just anybody.
You got to vet people, but you can just go on YouTube and you can learn finances. I
think to me the very best resource for like that fundamental, comprehensive, I have a basic understanding in all of these little pockets and areas is Mike Maloney's Hidden Money series on YouTube.
It's good. It's good to understand money. That's what I like about it. But sometimes if you want to understand like finance and economics, which kind of branches off from money because you're going to have to understand different terms and understand different things that go on in finance and economics. I always say Investopedia is very good because they have a university that you can attend for free. And they have the way they teach and the way they explain things. And these are resources
that we as a community can use when we are talking to people who need that. I don't know where to start. Right.
And sometimes
those are resources we refer
to. Yeah. Sometimes you could feel like you are drowning in debt. You're drowning in credit card debt and all this stuff, school debt, school loan debt. All this stuff, man, could really, really, you know, discourage you from really wanting to invest. Like, man, I'm down $80,000 in
the overwhelming loan.
Yeah, overwhelmed. Understood. But still, man, $25 towards your future is something.
But even the golden rule of pay yourself first is not a common you feel like it's a common sentiment, common ideology that everybody would have. Because in T. Willine made a point
Hmm.
where that can be wildly misconstrued. Pay yourself first means go shop on Amazon as soon as you get your check and then pay your bills. And you're like, no, no, no,
Oh,
no, no. That's not what we meant when we said pay yourself first.
yeah.
But Cousin T was like, Aaron forgot how many people live by the "you're not promised tomorrow" lifestyle. You only live once. It's like, no, you live every day, and that's the problem. You only die once. And
They
when
tell.
you change that perception, it is a change that you need in order to make better decisions so tomorrow can be more optimal. And that's the point that Simon and I try to have for this platform. If you have the basic understanding, and that's my frustration, you'll make different decisions. Your behavior is going to be different because your perception of it is different. You have an understanding of it, so now you make better decisions to optimize this utility, this tool that you call currency.
Hmm.
Cousin Jake said, but after paying off debt, revolving debt. Oh yeah, I read that already. Sorry, Cousin Jake. T. Willine said, y'all should try to make it to the conference. Read that already.
Which conference?
The Bitcoin conference is 2025.
Oh yeah,
That's really just a couple of months from now
I
when
don't
you
know,
think about
man.
it.
Y'all get me there.
Cousin T said, Aaron, just ask Kamala. Blacks want entertainment, not education. Bring on Megan the Stallion. That was so.
Missed that. I missed that. Tell me more. Tell me more about what
So, what
happened.
the Democratic Party is trying to recreate, like the Rock the Vote. I can't remember what year that was.
That was '08.
Remember when they had Diddy and
That
all
was
of
that was
them?
'08. That was '08.
Okay. And with Obama, right? So
Yeah.
she's trying to recreate that, even though she keep telling y'all she's not black. She's not associating with it. The pictures are showing you. She showed her little Hindi family. She showed her husband's family. She's not showing you her Jamaican family. But she brought Megan up there. This is a professional setting where we're supposed to be talking about policy change. We're supposed to be talking about the things that affect the everyday person. We're supposed to be talking about leadership, um,
Yes.
perseverance,
Yes, indeed.
solidarity.
I missed it.
And you have a young lady up there shaking her two ass cheeks.
This happened last night or something?
I don't know when it happened, but I knew she was bringing Megan up there, and I knew Megan was gonna do that.
Wow.
She also had a rapper on there, and I can't remember which rapper she had on there,
What?
but I heard that he was very professional. He didn't do that, and I don't know where the degradation of black women. I don't know where this train crashed at, and the cars just keep crashing one into the other, into the other, into the other.
Yeah, you tripping. I ain't know about that.
And to me, you got to remember that America is, I call it culture central, right? It is pop culture, the epitome of pop culture. So all of the countries of the world are watching this, and their perception of young ladies is gutter sex, as Tariq Nasheed would say. This is a presidential election. For shits and grins and giggles, and T. Willine just brought it up, you had Megan Thee Stallion crouch down, clap her cheeks for America.
I missed that.
And when I say God bless America, I want to be God be with America,
Okay.
because to me that was so shameful.
It was shameful. It sounds shameful just listening to it. I missed it. Um, wow. Well, uh,
Will Hobdy. And to me, it's a way of Kamala basically mocking us, because she keep distancing her. Like, I am not like these people, so I'm gonna bring my monkey on here to show you that I'm not like one of these monkeys. I'm the person, and this is the monkey show. Let me show you.
yeah. Well,
And that's how I interpreted that move.
they call it.
I want to show you how much I'm not like this.
And that was her. You think that was her message to the voters?
To me, I think that was her mocking black folk, if you asking.
But why? Why mock black folks if you looking for voters?
yeah, I want to use that to influence the voters. If you see Megan up here, maybe whoever her market is, because it's obviously she doesn't understand it. Whoever her market is gonna be like, oh shoot, Megan Thee Stallion's up there, I'll vote for you.
Hmm.
Right. And you're noticing when you listen to people and you start asking people for real, why are you voting for Kamala? All I'm hearing is really because she's a black woman. I'm not hearing what she said she wasn't going to do nothing for black people. I want to know why you're voting for her. What did she say she was going to do this time? And no one is bringing up points. No one's giving me anything. I am not hating on her, but I'm just saying, at least I know if there's anything I know about Trump policies, he promised to do something for Bitcoin. He promised to
Well,
get more acknowledgement to Bitcoin. That's something that
and
interests me. It's something that benefits me.
and you know, I'll say this as nation builders, as a nation builder, yeah, no matter what you believe in as a black person, right? Typically, nation building black people will have a do for self attitude. So they kind of put stuff like what she's talking about to the side and be doing for self, whether, you know, building a little something here or working on something here or
And that's
here.
why we keep telling you, you are the kings and queens of
Yeah,
your own domain.
yeah,
Your economic policy should reign supreme
yeah.
in your home, because when
Hmm.
we talk about left wing, right wing,
They
they're
don't worry
two
about
wings
that,
of the
man.
same bird. They're two wings of one bird. And their self interests typically don't coincide with yours. So there really isn't a benefit.
See, when you see the do for self, and I mean, you know, I'm just giving you an example that we have, because we can't vote in the place that we live. So it's not about who we can vote for mayor or for president, because a mayoral election just passed
June 5th
and a presidential election, first woman president ever in
passed a
Mexico.
little bit after that.
We weren't able, we had no say so in that. We are in a country where we have no say so by voting, but we can still do for self. And that's what we do
Her
every day.
policies, that the
We
new
just get up.
president,
We
her
just,
policies don't affect us.
yeah, they don't affect us. We get up and we do for self. We figure out, you know, what affects us through, because what really gets, what it gets down to is, um, and see, a lot of people like Dr. Umar Johnson, I think, have it right when they say black people should vote as a block. You know what I'm saying? Have, hey, what are you going to give us, and then we'll all vote for you. I think he has that right in theory. It
Kind of
would,
like a union
yeah, it would be,
backing a candidate.
yeah, it would be hard to pull off. But see, if you can't have that, what you can have is a situation where you understand. For example, you can come to a place like Mexico. I'm using Mexico because we're familiar with it, and you understand the laws of immigration. And
Mm-hmm.
if the laws of immigration are favorable to you and your, I guess, immigration status as a citizen of another country,
Resident, whatever.
you see it favorable to go to that country, and then you can do for self in that country, right? Nobody wants anything from you here. Nobody bothers you, and you can just do for self. You can just build up.
But if you can't move to another country, right, the idea is you still want to try to do your best to establish your own economic policy.
Yes.
You cannot establish your own economic policy if you don't have the bare fundamentals of economics. And that's a huge part of the problem in the black community. The Bitcoin community does well because we have far surpassed that basic knowledge, and we're constantly trying to think of innovative ways in order to optimize the utility of our fiat in our investments for Bitcoin.
Yeah, so we've gotten further down the line than most. Some people will come in late, and we can't shun them and be like, "Hey, you don't know, you should have been here." We have to
Yeah,
teach
that's the
them.
part of
We got
Bitcoin
to bring
community I
them.
don't like.
We got to bring them along, and whether it's in Bitcoin or you could just bring them along in basic finance, just basic
Mm-hmm.
finance, like
Mm-hmm.
you're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
which is uh, very boring, but it's
I
very
don't
basic.
think like I don't mind people doing that initial Bitcoin investment to show them how you can
How
establish a
easy it
wallet,
is,
how you
yeah.
can buy hardware, how you use it, how you can use Cash App and stuff. But I would highly encourage like don't move any further than this until you start building the fundamentals,
Hmm.
right? It's very, very important for you to really understand it so you can begin to understand the volatility and the ebbs and flows of the market and the things that affect Bitcoin's trajectory.
Yeah, and the
Or
trajectory.
else you're going to be not even paper hands, you're going to be powder hands every time Bitcoin kind of has a pullback.
Yeah, because man, it is so hard to understand what she's saying. The trajectory is because you got to understand macroeconomics,
Basic,
and
right? Basic.
but it's basic macroeconomics can still be kind of difficult because of the world view and
But like I
low time
said, I
preference.
need you to just get started with how is the dollar made in the United States?
Yeah, a lot of people would say
Start there.
a lot of people would say read the Bitcoin Standard by Safety and the Moves. Um,
Even when we did Lynn
read
Alden's book, what was the first thing she did? First thing she did, she took you on a historical journey
yes,
of how currency works, where it started, what they did, how it works, the functioning of
yeah, the
it.
different
She
things in
didn't
here.
jump right into Bitcoin.
No, 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 no. Lynn Alden
And
is
that book is designed for a more advanced audience. That is not
yeah,
for a rookie. It is not even really for the
and,
intermediate.
and we definitely on this platform should be reading or have read Bitcoin in Black America
For sure.
so that you understand how it could affect you and help you.
Hmm.
And so he wrote that and the second volume too.
I don't know if the I haven't we don't know
If it came out or not, but
where Zay
it
is.
is it
Nobody's heard from him.
yeah
So I don't know if it's
it,
out or not.
it's
If we get
coming.
an update on that, we'll definitely get with you guys.
Let me read
Cousin
this.
Will said maybe we need another name for it, but you're right. How money works is first base.
Yeah, how does it work?
Cousin Jay said bars, you only die once. Stealing that one, fam. You know I'll be stealing your stuff, Jake.
Yeah, you only die once,
He
man.
said,
You out of
Jake
here.
said they going to Las Vegas May 25th to 27th in 2025. So that's the conference. And he
Uh,
wants to get as many people to meet up. Cousin T said Quavo the rapper had on a see-through blouse. Oh, was Quavo the rapper that she brought up there? Are you
oh, that's crazy,
entertained?
man. Can I read this article? It doesn't have anything to do with anything, but I think it's powerful and just something so for people could understand.
IMF in El Salvador, what?
So the IMF and El Salvador are close to a Bitcoin agreement, and that is big.
Is it Coin Tribute?
Coin Tribune, yeah,
Tribune, I'm sorry, I said
Tribune.
that wrong. All right, cousins, let me get y'all in on this real quick. There's still a few comments that I did want to
No, that's
acknowledge
all
because
right.
it's a
That's all right.
good
Well,
conversation. All right, y'all, I'm trying to.
trying to navigate it, yeah.
It's a lot happening on this page, cousin. So I hope
Yeah,
you can see it
my
okay
page don't look like
because
that
it's the
now.
mobile version.
Okay. All right. Did you want to get to them comments though? And then I'll read this.
Real quick.
Yeah, I'll read this.
Quavo showed up in a blouse. Tariq Nasheed wrote books on Mac,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
used them tips in college. You stupid, cousin Jake. Now you trying to be the voice of black folks. He like Steve Harvey would think like a man, messed up folks. Cousin Will say he's with Kamala. Trump lies all day, every day. He told bankers at Mar-a-Lago he would do their bidding if they gave him $1 billion. Okay, well, I'm interested in what are some Cryptonomics at the stream stop. Hi guys, I'm hoping that we're back. Cousin Will said you're with Kamala. I would like for you to just tell me what are some of the policies that she promised she's going to do. I know Trump lies all the time. Kamala hasn't had a chance to lie to you yet. So I have no idea what she's promising, what she's running her campaign on. Just give me a few things. Let me know why you're with Kamala. I keep asking and nobody seems to have an answer for me.
Well,
Jake
understand.
Fever, every man for theirself and God for everybody. I say that all the time.
Yeah, I mean, and understand that you still have to have that do for self attitude. Like, no matter what happens on November 5th, you still should be chopping wood for
Yeah.
whatever vision that you had.
Mm-hmm.
So understand that this will come and go, but you need to still be
That's
taking care of business.
cryptonomics. What's
And the
up,
business. What do
cryptonomics?
you
He
say?
said Kamala don't have no policy on her webpage. That's why I don't know what she's running on. But
Exactly.
cousin Will, if you know what she's promising, I'm curious to hear it.
Let
And
me
Simon wants to do this article real
I
quick,
did want
y'all.
to do this article because I've been sitting on it for a week or two, and I haven't gotten out because I think it's kind of important. So the IMF and El Salvador are close to an agreement on Bitcoin. So the International Monetary Fund (IMF) and El Salvador are progressing toward an agreement to mitigate risk related to adoption of Bitcoin as legal tender. Now, these talks are focused on
Where are we?
strengthening public finances and financial
There we go.
stability, could lead to an IMF supported program. So the discussion between the IMF and El Salvador authorities revolve around policies aimed at consolidating the country's public finances. According to an IMF statement, programs have been made in negotiation towards an IMF supported program focused on policies to strengthen public finances, increasing the bank reserves, improving governance and
Where are
transparency,
we?
and mitigate risks associated with Bitcoin.
Okay.
So the negotiations are focused on several key areas. Firstly, improving public finances with an
Ambitious.
ambitious target of increasing the primary balance by 3.5% of GDP over 3 years. Secondly, strengthening the bank reserves to ensure the stability of financial system. Financially
Nope. Finally.
improving,
Finally.
finally improving governance and transparency, is specifically regarding the use of Bitcoin.
Do you want me to read it?
So it's about the end. I just wanted to stop and talk right there. So you see what's going on. So you have a very small country of 6 million people, El Salvador, making a deal with the IMF and regarding Bitcoin because they see that this country has already adopted Bitcoin as legal tender. They will be mining Bitcoin using geothermal technology, and now so they want to kind of get their talents into them. So now they want to instill some kind of, I don't know, literacy programs, Bitcoin literacy programs that they would like to force upon the people. They would like to have some governance, I guess, over the money of El Salvador. But this is important because this is El Salvador on the Western Hemisphere making big moves. You don't see the United States making any kind of moves with the IMF. They're just sitting there with their old cronies, the old 80-year-old president, all this stuff, man. It's crazy. And you got a 40-year-old president down here making moves, he's talking to the IMF, he's talking to everybody. He's trying to get large players to come down to his country and turn it into a Dubai, a Singapore. And he's well on his way. I don't know what you got. I'm a big fan of El Salvador. I'm a big fan of President Bukele and what he is doing. So that's why I'm always very, uh, you know, kind of enthusiastic to read some of the articles about things that he's doing and things that he's jumped into. We've been personally been to El Salvador to check it out, a very beautiful island. And if you guys have time, take a trip on down to El Salvador. I know you guys like to go to Sandals and Jamaica and all this, and go. Where else do people go? Cancun and all. Man, go on to El Salvador. Don't even.
And definitely try to everybody you can talk to. If you just stop anybody on the street that look American or
Not American.
no, like seriously, and talk to them about Bitcoin, and they will stop and talk to you guys and have it. It's a place where you can really meet and have great fun with a stranger, right?
Yeah.
You just stop somebody and be like, hey, what do you think about that Bitcoin?
Yeah,
kind of like, how about them Cowboys, right? What do you
So-
think about that Bitcoin?
So to me, it's a great place. A lot of people have been caught on in seeing what is really he saw, because I believe his
Vision?
his average is like 9,400. His price of Bitcoin.
Oh,
9,400. You guys can fact check me on that. About 9,400, and so now that we're up to 60,000, and he put his whole uh, reserves into it, he looks like a genius, and
Yeah.
the country is flourishing.
yeah.
And he cleaned it up. He got rid of everybody. It's the safest country on the Western Hemisphere. Safest country, safer than the United States of America, safer than Canada, safer than any country you can go to on the Western Hemisphere.
hmm
And so he's pushing for it to be like is Dubai the right place?
Yeah, I would say Dubai,
Qatar,
Singapore.
Abu Dhabi, some of these places like that.
Where the focus is on this and not on
Yeah.
that.
And so here, I guess it would be geothermal technology and energy from the volcano, where there is more focus on petroleum. But if you have
I mean, that's a resource that you have
Yeah,
access to.
if you have a resource, then people will come, and that's what he's doing. He's got the IMF involved. He's got other large countries involved. He's doing some very interesting things. Very interesting things. What do you think about President
I mean, he's
Bukele?
young, so he's going to be innovative. He's going to have his ear to the streets. He's going to be more aggressive. But the number one thing that stands out, and for all of you voting in November, President Bukele actually cares about the citizens of El Salvador. No president of the United States, and not these two either, care about the citizens of the United States. They care about their own self interest that they're able to accomplish utilizing their position, their influence, and their power. And that's the problem.
Hmm.
They are just using you so that they can position themselves to build their own wealth, to build their own legacy. And they're willing to step on anybody's neck in order to do it. And that includes all of our necks. So that's really what my issue is when it comes right down to it. Now, Cousin Will did say that one of her policies is women get free choice over their body.
Okay.
As a nation builder, you know that I am wildly opposed to deleting your fetus because you are irresponsible. And that's really what it is. Stop. I don't want to hear none of those scenarios where a woman got raped and got pregnant in the rape. That's not what's happening. When you go on Instagram, these women are talking about, I will have 100 abortions before I will delete this child 100 times before I be a single mom and have a baby daddy I can't stand. That's the conversation out in them streets.
Streets is rough, y'all.
So
Streets is rough.
I ain't for that. She is working for the right for workers to organize unions. To me, that's a lot of speak, because the corporations, when they hear that, are gonna go and lobby and be like, "No, Kamala, no, you won't."
Yeah, let me be. I mean, I'm
And
not.
then she's not gonna push for it.
I'm no. I mean, I'm not a big
Union guy.
political guy. I'm a
Oh,
union
yeah.
guy, but I did work for a union for a very long time, and um, unions are frowned upon by
Corporate America
corporate America
and
and
privatization.
privatization and political political entities, if you will, because they understand that unions can. It's not like back in the day with Jimmy Hoffa, but unions can control small
They
blocks.
have too much
They
leverage
have
in
too
the
much power.
areas that
Yeah,
they're in.
yeah, because they know that you vote as a block, and hey, you've earned our vote or not, and that's what black people need to understand. If you have a union and they vote as a block,
Mhm,
what they will say to you is, "You have earned our vote."
mhm.
And people don't say that enough as an individual voter. What have you done to earn my vote? Earn my vote. I should sit down in a chair and you should tell me why I should vote for you.
So there's
You should
that.
show me why I should vote for
So
you.
there's that,
Right?
right? So that doesn't work in her favor, any presidential election, and any presidential candidate's favor, one. And when I tell you that the
But
psychology,
Obama did it, didn't he? Didn't he sit down and tell you why you should vote for him? He did that. He did that. He told you why you
but
should
she's
vote for
not
him.
doing that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But what my point was saying, I have a vote. It is valuable. Tell me what you should do to earn my vote.
But before we even get there to the union that hasn't been formed yet,
No, single person. But yeah, I understand what
okay,
you're saying. Single
I'm
person.
saying that with the psychology that these people are utilizing the political office of the leader of the free world
Mm-hmm.
to position themselves financially
Mm-hmm.
and as influence and power, right? It's money, power, respect at the end of the day.
Okay.
A finesse, right? If you wanted to finesse something, it would be to tell the people that you're going to fight for the right for workers to organize unions in order to get as much lobbying as possible because you know that when those corporations hear that, they're going to come and give you their money and be like, no, no, Miss Harris,
Oh,
no, Madam Vice President, you're
so
not
then
going to
so then you
lobby. I
say
mean, you're not going to fight for the right for
so
these
then
unions to
what she's gonna
organize.
do is spend 4 years spinning her wheels.
Spinning her wheels and gaining hella money in lobbies because the corporations are going to pay her to not do that. So having the foresight of knowing that's what the psychology is already has me like, to me, it sounds like you finessing us.
Chop the
Because
wood
I
down.
already know that when you do that, that's what they're going to do. And at the end of the day, you benefit the most because you get all of the lobby super PACs
Chop the wood,
to be
fellas.
like, no, no, ma'am, you're not gonna organize anybody,
Chop the
right? We
wood.
want at will employees, and that's the end of that.
Well, that will get the fuck out of
T.
here,
Will Line said,
boys.
bless your heart. And I'm not telling you to vote one way or the other. I just want to show you what I mean when I say that President Bukele cares about his citizens, right? With the resources that he has, he was able to delete, since that's the term we're using,
Delete?
homicides
Oh,
in
okay.
his country. With all of the vast resources the United States hold, why can't we do that? And at the end of the day, the very foundation of that conclusion is because they don't care
So let me.
about us. When I
Ooh,
say us, I don't even mean black people. They don't care about the citizens at all.
at all. And let me tell you another thing. President Bukele, who has been very
We gotta watch the time.
okay, yeah, we gotta hard stop. So
Mhm.
let me say this real quick. President Bukele, who has been very popular and been meeting with a lot of heads of nation states, do you notice he hasn't met with the United States?
Yet. And they haven't sought to meet with him.
Mm.
And keep in mind, El Salvador utilizes the US dollar as their currency. Why hasn't there been some type of outreach?
And I had another article. I'm sorry about a connection between El Salvador and Russia as far as oil. and trying to usurp the dollar. Let me see if it's still on here.
I get you, cousin Will, that they should be free to choose what they want to do with their body. But as a black woman, and we're talking about the most dangerous place for a black male is in his mother's womb. I have issues with that. I'm not saying restricted or anything like that, but the fact that that's like one of your policies, you're going to get the black woman's vote regardless if you do that or not. But like I said, to me, it's along the lines of a Megan Thee Stallion thing. That's all I'm saying, right?
Yep.
Why can't it be something along the lines is let's find ways to, when I say prevent deleting your fetus, how about we find better ways to prevent getting to that point,
Oh boy.
right? Birth control doesn't cost anything at all. It just requires you to take it. Right? There's IUDs, there's all sorts of stuff. Why doesn't the push kind of be prevention
Hmm.
before something so, to me, traumatic?
Hmm.
But to each his own, y'all do whatever y'all feel like doing. But as far as the black community goes, it's just a bad look when young ladies, that's their solution to that problem. But you're right, they should choose, y'all are grown, y'all do whatever you want. And I remember they did reverse something, they did do something um recently where people got to travel in order to go get that done. It was Kamala's job to watch the borders. She failed. I don't know what they did with the borders, y'all.
Yeah, see, they be beating her up for the borders, man.
It was Obama's job to uplift the LGBTQ. The question is, who is Kamala here to uplift? Not us. And she told y'all that to y'all face last time. Trump don't like Bukele. He says he sent all of the criminals to the border coming to the U.S. All of his criminals is
Yeah.
in
So
his little supermax.
So the United States is not meeting. They're not willing. Even when the United States doesn't agree with another country, they typically meet with them anyway. Do they meet with Russia?
I know Trump is cool with Putin.
But I'm saying he's cool with him, but they don't agree with the Russian policies.
But he's cool with Putin.
But what I'm saying is, doesn't the United States meet with people
Yeah,
that they don't agree with their policy?
He didn't meet with Kim Jong-un. Yes, he did.
Yeah, he met with him. I mean, they meet with people all the time that they're not really in agreement with.
But they're dismissive of
him because it's just a country with 6 million people.
And they don't want, it's kind of like that situation where I don't want y'all to get no ideas. Right? Like, we're going to act like this isn't happening over here because we don't want to give U.S. citizens ideas. We don't want U.S. citizens to start to be like, wait, y'all haven't had a homicide in how long? How come we can't get that?
Yeah.
And you don't want that. Yeah, bring back Shamar. Did I read that right? SHAMR. What are we bringing back, Cousin Jake? Also, Cousin Jake want the chief to come talk about XRP.
XRP is still hanging out in 50.
Cryptonomics said that your hubby is feeling better, it seems. Please avoid the bushmeat. I got him. It's plants.
What is bushmeat? I think I know what it is, but
yeah, but it's chicken out here in the bush. But y'all know, I'm serious when I say I'm his 24-hour nurse. I've been on shift since he was
avoid the bushmeat. That's
admitted to the hospital. So I've been juicing for him. I've been making him salads with fruits and vegetables. I've been feeding him fresh fish. I am all over his care and his treatment, y'all.
Salad. I had a good romaine salad today with.
This is literally the heart that beats in my chest. I can't let nothing happen to him.
So I feel good, y'all. I mean, I'm back, man. I'm almost back. I gotta get a little bit of strength together, but I'm almost back.
We still have a journey.
She wanted me to gain some weight.
We have a long journey ahead of us. He feels well enough to sit and do a podcast. We have a lot of work to do. Okay. He feels a lot better than he obviously did when he was dying, but
I wasn't dying.
You were dying. You were in really, really bad shape, babe. In the ICU. I'm not being over dramatic. I was there. I was there.
But I said I lived through it. I felt it.
And don't you ever scare me like that again.
Hey, you told
You get one. Don't ever scare me like that again.
Son, I didn't do it.
Don't ever scare
We're
me
gonna
like
talk
that
about
again.
that, but yeah, man. So we don't make this a show about politics. You get your Bitcoin, get your silver ounces. Definitely get your
Bring back shame? What do you mean by bring back shame? I think I'm missing the joke.
shame. Oh, bring back shaming people.
I don't know what that means.
Like bring back
Cousin Jake and Cousin T, what does that mean?
shame.
But we gotta go because Sean's got his business communications client that he has to do
Oh yeah, he's got a
consultation with,
class
and he needs my
and
laptop.
we're gonna come back live Friday or Saturday. We don't know.
I mean, if you got something tomorrow.
What's tomorrow?
I mean, we topsy turvy. We can just go on here whenever we want to.
Wednesday. Yeah, I don't know. Y'all good and Def, get your silver. Yeah,
We don't play with that.
Yeah, get your silver because no matter what, no matter who's the president, no matter nothing, who rules the world, if you got your block of silver, you all right.
Cryptonomics, he was mad about that too when he looked in there and saw what I peeled off. He was like, "What in the hell?"
Aaron,
he was like, "I don't need a blood transfusion. Put the silver back."
Yeah. No. That's what I'm talking about, man.
No. You need the blood transfusion. I'm peeling this off. He was tight.
You need what we need. We need water, silver, bullets. What else? What else we need, y'all?
Bitcoin.
Y'all tell me. Electronics. But I'm telling you, man, get your silver because you need that. That's definitely up high on the list. Get your Bitcoin.
Stack whatever it is you're investing.
No matter who, November 5th, it doesn't matter. Stack until November 5th.
Build your own policy. Build your
past
own
November 5th.
economic policy. Yeah. Right? You are the only one who's going to have your own best self-interest at heart. We love you guys. Everybody says it's great to see Simon back in the saddle.
Okay.
Some of y'all come help me take care of him.
Yeah, I look a little like myself.
Yeah. But I gotta get this to the son so he can do his consultation.